All right, so I met with these guys who specialise in rooming houses. Bit of a difference in terminology. So co-living is people who just have a bedroom, and everyone shares the kitchen and shared bathroom, basically fully shared living areas. So they're pretty much just renting a room, so co-living. So the thing with that is, the guys were saying, you often get people who only stay for a month or 2-3 months. Getting 6 and 12-month leases is pretty difficult. It's pretty transient kind of people. They come in and out fairly often. Also, there's a bit more of a tendency for them to trash things, bang things around when they leave, or they just up and leave and don't pay, the last lot of rent. And so you also get a lot of disputes because people are like, well, you took my food, or where's my space in the fridge, or, all these kinds of things. So co-housing compared to rooming accommodation, which is basically studio type apartments in a house, and technically there has to be a shared kitchen, and they're not actually allowed to have cooking implements in their own space. But the way around that is you put a bench with a sink, and you put a plug-in bench top cooking element and or a microwave in their room. You can even put a range hood in their room, and effectively it's either like a 1-bedroom unit with so it has an ensuite, or a studio type room. So the thinking, if we do that, let me walk you around. So I'm upstairs, so 1 bedroom would be same idea, we just put the wall in here, or 1 rooming accommodation would be a room here. You'd walk into the room, we would still do the ensuite walk-in robe or walk-through robe idea here. Then we just put a little kitchen counter over here, and then this effectively becomes a 1-bedroom unit with a fantastic deck area. So like, he reckons this is premium. Then, and this is all just spitballing at the moment, okay, we need to do figures on all this. Then another thought is I put a wall here and a door here, even though this is the only finished wet area in the house, but I actually get rid of that and put a shower, toilet, and a little vanity, and make this an ensuite that's only this wide here, and then a little, same thing, just a little kitchenette on the wall that would be here, and then this would become a studio room. And what I would do is this cupboard that's here, I'd put this door on the other side, and that would become a built-in cupboard. So I'd just make this a plasterboard wall, move those sliding doors to here, and that becomes a built-in. So they can have a bed built in, there'd be a little kitchenette here somewhere, and a ensuite, so they've got room for a bed and a small table and chairs and maybe a sitting chair. Then here, so this is now a wall, so here I would build that wall door in and knock this wall out, and make this another a 1-bedroom unit. So this would be the bedroom. Sorry, no, the door would still be here. I'd build that in. So you would walk in here to a living area. Or maybe a studio, I don't know. But anyway, knock that wall out. I'll just have to see how all this works. This is just all spitballing. So knock that wall out, basically, and make these 2 rooms into an ensuite and with a walk-in robe, a built-in robe. So you have a built-in over there, say, or here, I don't know, something. Anyway, I have to do plans, but maybe cupboards there, kitchenette there, little table here. Yeah, you could still do this, maybe. Chair, I don't know, anyway, door. Either pull that wall out altogether or leave it as a wall with a door. And basically these 2 rooms become an ensuite studio. Then downstairs, this back room, we would build this wall out 600 probably, and come across there. Either get rid of that door altogether or move it down to here or at the front, I don't know, somewhere. But anyway, move the doorway out. So that's just a solid wall now. So wall across here, put a door there, and you would walk into this room here, and then here would just be an opening, and here you would have the kitchenette, and on this side you would have the ensuite, and then this would just be a studio room. So again, you could put the bed possibly at the end under the window, and then you have a little table and chairs here and a little sitting chair there. So then the kitchen area, for the most part, doesn't really get used in these kinds of scenarios. You still have it accessible that people, if they want to cook and use this area, they can, but in general, it's not really used that way. So the thinking is, if we do that, call it $10,000 a bathroom. So we have effectively 4 bathrooms to do, so 40 grand. Mind you, if we're doing them all in one house, I think we could probably do it for less than that. But nonetheless, if we just said 40 grand and then another, say 20 to finish everything else, I'll do all the numbers and we'll figure it out. So we're looking at about another, say 60 grand, 70 grand to finish. Then we have 150,000 in it at the moment. It would come up to, say, 220, 230 even, that we owe on it. So our repayments would go up from what they are at the moment at about, can't remember. Anyway, I'm trying to do the math in my head, but say $1,500 a month. Anyway, we would definitely be cash flow positive, because so they're going to do some figures and get back to me in a couple of days. But they're pretty comfortable that we could average $300 a room if we did that scenario, so $1,200 a week. So the bigger rooms, or the bigger room upstairs with the deck, he's thinking, oh, you probably get $330 for that. Maybe the smaller rooms you might get $290, something like that. So average around the $300 a room. He's pretty confident that he could get 6 to 12 month leases and then they charge extra for parking on site as well, so an extra $10 or $15 a week if you want to park your car on the property. Otherwise, you just have to park on the street. So, yeah. So with rooming, because they have their own space, their own area they can cook, their own little pantry, they keep their food separate, their clothing separate. The shared things is the laundry, washing machine. We might have to put an extra clothesline up. And possibly, then just a small 4 table. Now, with both rooming and co-living, you have to furnish it as well. So we'd have that extra expense. Appliances, like you need a fridge in every room. Plus is like, you really need aircon in every room. So it's like, good idea to put on solar. I said, we've got solar. He's like, oh, good. So even though you're getting, say, $1,200 a week rent, we would then have to cover utilities, water and electricity as well, and possibly internet. So the kind of saying, if we just rented it to a family, we're looking at about $650, and we'd still have to finish the bathroom downstairs, finish the bathroom upstairs, finish everything off. So we're still, the difference is going to be maybe, 2 extra bathrooms, 2.5 bathrooms really. So say an extra 25 grand to do this. And we still end up with a 4-bedroom house with 4 bathrooms. So even if it was rented to a family, you would probably still get more. You're at that top end of $650 price range. So at this stage, that's how I'm thinking. We need to do some numbers. I'll put it more on paper. Really figure out what it's costing, but that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. So I'll post this to YouTube and you can watch it at your convenience. Anyway, just spitballing. Shoot me your ideas, thoughts. Asked him what about the area, and he said actually this area is fantastic because it's you're not going to get the $400 or $500 a room like they're getting in the city where it's professionals. But he said there'd be no problem in getting 300, that 250 to 300, or he was kind of saying 290 to 330 range out here. And he said there's a lot of workers that are just looking for that kind of scenario. Ethan's getting a very good deal where he is. He's $250 a week, but the other boys pay more than him. So he's probably paying nearly around that, that kind of money just for a room. So to get a studio type room with your own ensuite, air conditioned, your own cooking, it's really a studio unit. It's pretty realistic to be able to get that $300 a week, which I'm thinking is probably the best way to maximise our use, best and highest use of the property is what the term is I've heard used. Anyway, I will quit gabbling on, and I love you. I'll talk to you later.